We got special guest on, Bishop, the overseer. You in the building?
I'm here in the flesh, here, listening to everything that everybody's commenting on, and just soaking all that information up in this good knowledge. Appreciate you all having me on the platform.
No doubt, man. Well, what are your thoughts? What you thought about the Diddy record?
To be honest, it's okay. I guess there's certain acts that I listen to, or I follow, what have you. For example, I may listen to some Kendrick, or I may listen to some J. Cole, or I even like the artist Her. But there are certain songs that come through that are good songs that are catchy, what have you. So I'll listen to those type songs. But I don't really knock anyone for trying to make a go at their creative niche or what they're trying to accomplish. Everybody deserves that opportunity. So because it's all basically a learning curve to perfect what you're doing on an ongoing basis. And the only way you really get tighter at it is to keep going at it. So
nothing wrong with that. Okay, good point. Well, first of all, I think it's commendable that you did a song for the Juneteenth celebration and whatnot. I mean, it's a big deal. You got a holiday that represents a certain freedom, and it's something that allows every other race in America to understand, everybody should have their Juneteenth, their 4th of July. And that goes for Latinx, Asianx, Indianx, everybody. So awesome. Correct. And for that being honest. So shout out to everybody, for that. For the first Juneteenth celebration. It was sort of crazy. We had Father's Day, same day.
That's true.
A lot of energy going on in the same day, which was great, man. A lot of barbecues and all that good stuff. But the biggest story about some of the other things that happen in America are great, man, and whatnot. So first, again, introduce yourself, who you are, what you're all about, and then let's talk about your the song Battle Cry that you did for the Juneteenth celebration.
Well, my name is Bishop, the overseer. So some of the DJs may be familiar with some of the records that I've put out over the years. I guess starting with the first song we serviced with Digiwaxx was Running Back back in 2017, 2018, what have you. We also put out the Rap Culture Remix on the Digiwaxx platform, Nation of Immigrants. So we got some songs that we service through Digiwaxx, and they may have that familiarity with some of the songs that they downloaded, some asked for drops and so on and so forth, and rated. And so to that point, I would say, I've probably been in for quite some time as an indie act. I took the indie route as opposed to being a major label act, what have you. So I started, Bishop Enterprises Publishing LLC, I guess back in 99 at this point, and started out 2001 with the first commercial release with Brick City's Finest EP. And then kind of fast forward through having, major retail, physical distribution, and now being in the digital space. We probably got into the digital distribution back in 2006, 2008. And since, coming, of age to now to this record, it's just building on a compilation of records. Like I said, the Running Back, Unconditional was the second single off the album that I'm creating, Nation of Immigrants. And then dropping the third single, actually, Nation of Immigrants, with the music video that came out in 2020. And now Battle Cry being the fourth single from the album. And it's just a buildup of compilations of songs that's it's basically like a history lesson in a sense. Because from my position, a lot of people don't want to put what they call critical race theory. And to me, it's not necessarily a theory. Racism does exist, and it still exists. And, we have to have an outlet of being able to learn about some of our heroes from the past, the people that made it so that you and I and everyone else on the call can, be in the land of the free and doing what we dream of doing in a sense. So the album really is touching on from, I guess, the transatlantic slave trade era through the actual Middle Passage, getting into the slavery here in the United States, the first documented slaves, 1619, everything that consists of into the Civil War. And we use the Dred Scott face and the case for Nation of Immigrants as a single, and that will be the cover art for the album, because to me, when you read that case of how that came out in the U.S. Supreme Court, that really was the brainchild, many historians would think, for the Civil War, if you will. So to that point, then we roll into some of the Reconstruction era stuff after the American Civil War and comparing it to common day, the new slave trade, which is the industrial prison complex. And just talking about it from a socioeconomic standpoint where, it's always about the economics. So you break it down philosophically, the economic stronghold of slaveholders not compensating their laborers. And now, through the amendment of the 13th Amendment, having our brothers and sisters in lockdown, not making, any wage, if minimum wage for that state to produce and manufacture products in the prison complex that you and I use on an everyday basis. I mean, even out here in Arizona, from license plates to, state worker business cards, the inmates make that stuff. So, but they don't make the compensation what they would normally make if they were in the free world. So we're just touching on a variety of different things, and that's what the culmination, the crux, if you will, of Battle Cry is talking about.
All right, going in deep. Gotta write some notes. Anyway, let's get this song. And it's good to have that, that deepness and that understanding. So let's get into it so everybody can get into it. Battle Cry, aka Civil Disobedience, here and here first on New Music Wednesdays.
That's the radio version. So essentially, I appreciate you as I'm reading what they're saying in the chat. So that's the radio version of the song. So I guess when you're inside the DJ portal, when you're trying to download the radio version, you'll see the music video. And the music video essentially is the extended version, which has a third verse, if that makes any sense. So again, to me, I kind of sit on my own island in that regard when it comes to, what type of messaging or creativity or what I want to discuss or talk about. I don't necessarily follow the industry trends, you understand? I guess you have more autonomy as an indie to control your own narrative, create your own narrative, what have you. But from the vibe that I've gotten from a lot of the DJs, from not only the DJs in the Digiwaxx network, but DJs in a lot of other networks, whether it be domestic here in the United States or abroad, a lot of people are, feeling a lot of the messaging and the instrumentation, the writing, the concept, if you will, of some of the singles that we released to date. So hopefully Battle Cry is something that, they will give an opportunity to be heard, to be played. I don't know that it, goes hard in the club, if you will, a record that you will want to dance to, but there are avenues in which, in my opinion, that can be appropriate to get the word out and people will dig what we're talking about.
Now, because you had mentioned Birth of a Nation in connection to this song, and even mentioned some of the things that happened in that movie and this song. And I do think, Beat Tip hit it on the head. It's a protest like mix, or it's more of a song that goes into, real thought, liberation, and things of that nature, which is excellent as well. So, there's a place for everything in balance.
Right.
So that's what it is. Production wise, I do think it could be a little better, but overall, I understand like the message and what you're trying to do is very important. So keep going.
I,
All
I
right, I'm gonna
appreciate
open
you.
it up. I see DNA. I know he mentioned he felt excellent. I don't know if anybody else had anything else they want to say, but I'm gonna open it up. You're on Bishop, the overseer.
Be as honest as you are in the comments in the DJ portal. Give it to me straight. You all always give it to me straight with all the other records. Don't hold back because I'm on I appreciate everyone's input.
All right. Anybody, anything they gotta say, good, bad, indifferent, feel free. This is the time. All right, nobody? Going once, going twice. All right, anybody got anything to say? Okay. They're gonna be tip.
Hey, now what I was saying, that's something that I would like. I like doing a protest. Damn, my phone ringing. Hold on a second. I don't know if y'all can hear my phone ringing, but yeah, that's something I would put on a protest mix. Hopefully, we don't have to do a new one, but that one be I would definitely put in a protest mix.
Appreciate you.
For sure, man. Good luck with everything.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, what else you working on in addition to this?
I think together with the four, this being the fourth single from Nation of Immigrants, we're continuing to put the writing together for the album, the album version of Nation of Immigrants. It'll end up being maybe 10 or 11 songs, and kind of doing it on a song by song basis. This particular song, Battle Cry, took about 4 years to put together. Because for me, sometimes when you're in that creative space, sometimes you may write a little bit and you'll stop, you'll write some more, you'll stop, you'll do some research. You may see something on TV, you may hear something in a discussion, and it just continues to build that knowledge base to add more content into what you're talking about and to try to build that fluidity from a subject matter standpoint on a verse by verse basis. Some songs come quicker. Some songs, I may write on the spot, so to speak, or write within a day. It all depends on, I guess, the topic matter and I guess the vibe, the energy of what's going on at that particular time. But for me, this is something, that should outlast my existence. You understand? So you want to make sure you put your best thought forward, and if you're trying to teach it from an evidentiary standpoint with evidence and facts and making it real, not just making it up, pulling it out of the clouds. You want to make sure you got your facts and your history and your evidence on point. So with that being said, to continue to write the remainder of the songs and to record them will be the objective for a release of the album at a future date. I don't want to pin myself down to say that the album will be ready by this, before this year is out or next year for that matter. Just taking time to put it together the way it should be, and something that I can be proud of, what I believe in my mind and my space to be the masterpiece.
Awesome. Well, listen, man. For those who do you let me ask you, do you do anything else? Do you do like lectures? Do you do like anything on YouTube? Do you, talk about this stuff, on other forums?
I think, from doing other, podcasts or doing other interviews, you get an opportunity to, have that conversation. Sometimes, people are interviewing you, they do a written interview. You had that opportunity to, talk about what's going on and the creative development of those things. So to answer your question, yes, and I guess in my, just in my personal life, a lot of times you get a chance to, talk philosophically, like I was talking, philosophical with Will the other day. yesterday, we were just, we was starting out talking about the record, but then it flipped into some other things. So you depending on who you're talking to, you may develop that conversation and be able to expand on that conversation. But there's different, I guess, modes and different avenues for talking about certain things. You understand?
Yeah, fully. Well, word up, man. Well, listen, Bishop, thank you, man, for joining us and stopping in, playing your joint, and being down with Digiwaxx for a while and whatnot. And I encourage you to go, like, push it. I can see you doing your own podcast, having your own show and really going in on that, because it seems like you have a lot of detailed information to give to people. And that can tie people, at least get people to go back to your content as well. So just something to think about.
I appreciate that. That's good. It's good food for thought. And like I say, I appreciate Digiwaxx showing support for myself and my corporation, Bishop Enterprises Publishing, over the years, giving us the opportunity as indie to be able to be in the same airspace with the majors and pushing it, to the next level and getting it heard, getting the DJs to listen to it and download it and comment, what have you. So shout out to Digiwaxx. You all got the rap culture remix on your homepage, the music video. So I definitely appreciate that. So it's always going to be love. I know y'all out in New York. I was out in Jersey at one time, but now I'm out here on the West Coast. But it's always going to be love. And again, I appreciate you. Much respect for having me on the platform.
Hey man, love is love, man. And keep up, the mission, and we'll connect soon.
Appreciate you. Peace.
Right. Peace.